Hello everyone, Nimisha here from Englishfirm. Let's discuss the summarized written test task of writing today. It is the highest scoring item in the whole test after the new updates. Before we start, please support us by subscribing to our channel and press the bell icon too for more notifications of the upcoming videos. So first, before we go ahead with more details about summarized written text, let's see where it stands according to the new score chart. So in PTE, we have 22 different question types, 7 in speaking, 2 in writing, 5 in reading, and 8 in listening. Some of them are high scoring, some of them are low scoring. So we have created a table according to the scoring from the highest to the lowest task. Let's have a look at that. And as you can clearly see here, the task that we are discussing today, summarized written text, is the highest scoring task in the whole test. You will be getting 2 questions of these and it carries 40.5 marks, out of which 20.93 is given to writing and around 19.57 is given to your reading module. So it carries around 40 marks equally shared between writing and reading. And this is something that can help you a lot. The integrated scoring system in PTE can help you with modules that you're not good at. For example, if you're not too strong with your reading module, if you do your summarized written text task well, it can easily give you 20 marks in your reading to compensate for the mistakes that you make there. And summarized written text is relatively a lot more easier. Let's see how to get full marks in summarized written text. First, with the basic information. So this comes as the first task of your writing module. In writing, you only get summarized written text and essay. You will be getting 2 summaries and just 1 essay. You will have a passage given on the screen, which could be around 200 to 300 words long. You have to read the passage and summarize it in 1 sentence within 10 minutes time. And no rollover time. This is something that you need to keep in mind. You have 10 minutes specifically given for 1 summary. So let's say you finish the first summary within 5 minutes. The remaining 5 minutes that you have will not get added over to the next question. So there is no point in finishing early. Always utilize the complete 10 minutes, because I've noticed many students, they rush through, they type the answer, do not even check it again, move on to the next question immediately. And when we look at the answer, we can see plenty of careless spelling, grammar mistakes, typing errors, spacing mistakes. So try to finish typing early, of course. Around 8th minute, you need to stop typing. And the last 1 to 2 minutes, you need to use it for proofreading, because the scoring criteria includes marks for your grammar, vocabulary, and spelling as well. Let's go ahead with the scoring criteria now. So one summarized written text carries 9 marks, and the 9 marks are broken down for content, form, vocabulary, grammar, and spelling. Content gets 4 marks, form gets 1 mark, vocabulary gets 2 points, grammar and spelling gets 2 points as well. So a total of 9 marks. So how can you get 4 marks in content? The computer needs to see that you have all the relevant, important information from the passage included in your answer. Keyword here, important information. We don't need too many details or examples, because you're writing a summary. Summary will only contain the key points or the key information of the passage. So if you have relevant, important information included in your answer, you get 4 points straight away. Form. This is the most important rule in your answer. Your answer has to be written in 1 single sentence. That means you're allowed to have only 1 full stop, that too within 5 to 75 words. So even if you have an amazing answer, but you wrote 80 or 85 words, you might end up getting 0 for the whole task. So stay within the limit, maximum 75. And even though the minimum is only 5 words, do not just write like 10 or 20 words, because you will not have enough content included in your answer if you write only 20 or 25 words. Always try to go above 60, or even better, above 65. Vocabulary. How to get the 2 full marks of vocabulary? Do not use any slang words or short forms in your answer. Do not write wanna instead of want to. Do not write gonna instead of going to. Do not write you are. Y-O-U-R is the correct spelling. So no short forms like those. Also, use only academic vocabulary in your answer, no slang words, and no short forms. So we'll come to that short forms part later as well. And the last 2 marks is for your grammar and spelling. So if you make one grammar mistake, you lose 1 mark. If you make more than one, you lose the whole 2 points for spelling and grammar. Same with spelling also. If you make one spelling mistake, you lose 1 mark. If you make more than one, the whole 2 points for spelling and grammar will be lost. And the format. What can you do here to make it as easy as possible? So you have 10 minutes time, you have the passage in front of you, there is a box at the bottom where you're supposed to type. So out of the 10 minutes given, take the initial 1 to 2 minutes to skim read the passage. Look for sentences that has important information. A tip here, most cases, the first line of every paragraph will have the most important information. Now all you have to do is pick around 3 sentences or 4 if required to reach your word limit of 70, 75 or even 60, 65 and copy them as it is into your answer. Keep in mind, you do not have an option to use the copy paste buttons to copy from the question into the box. You will have to look at it and type it yourself. So even when you practice, do not practice by copy pasting. Type and practice, because most cases students lose marks because of typing errors like missing a space, missing a comma, and you will not notice them if you copy paste and practice. Also, do not use Grammarly, do not use spell check, do not use autocorrect, do not use prediction on your phone or on your laptop while you practice, because that again is the technology helping you out, which will not be there in the exam. So if you practice with autocorrect or auto spell check, that will not reflect how you perform in the real test. Okay, so you just have to pick up 3 sentences, combine them using connectors because you're allowed to have only one full stop at the end. Connectors that can be used. You can use simpler connectors like and, but, so, or you can use bigger connectors like moreover, furthermore, however, all will work. Let me show you how to do it. And there is one more additional step for students aiming for a higher score. That is replacing certain words with their synonyms. If you can pick up around 3 words or 4 words which are supporting words, not the keywords, supporting words like adjectives or adverbs, you can replace them with their synonyms. I'll show you a task and then you will understand better. Okay, so here I have a question in front of me. I'm starting my timer at 10 minutes time. And so what I'm going to do first is I'll skim through. I'm not going to read every word in detail. I'll just skim through looking for important keywords. CP's essay, culture's address, division between society and society. He agreed that this divide. Okay, so this is something that you need to keep in mind. If you have sentences starting with he argued or he or she or it or this or that, do not use them as the first sentence of your answer, because pronouns like he, she, it are referring to something previously mentioned, which makes your sentence incomplete and it looks like you have started from the middle of your answer. So always start your answer with the sentence with the main noun or the proper noun. So in this case, I feel like my first sentence is already good. So I'll just straight away copy paste it now, but you don't have that option in the exam. You need to type it yourself. I'm just copy pasting to save the time, so you don't have to stay here while I type it in. That's one sentence. The side hinted intellectual agreement. Okay, this is not too bad, but I'll see if there is anything better. Snow emphasize the importance of scientific literacy as it allows for it. Okay, this very good, because when I look at it, I can see a lot of important keywords like population growth, climate change, technological advancements, scientific literacy. Really good. So I'm going to go with that too. And this is when you need to check your word count. If it's only like 30, 40, 45, you have space to add one more. So I'll go ahead with one more at least. Okay, not bad. But I'm trying to look for a longer one with more keywords. Mineral element, especially in various fields, further widens the gap between scientists. Not bad. Education that incorporate. Actually very good. Okay, but I would like to take something from the conclusion, because they clearly said in conclusion, and mostly when they say that, you're going to get the whole summary. So I'll go ahead with that. And that is 66. Actually, you can stop here, but I just want to make it a bit more better. I feel like adding one more. I'm greedy like that. Okay, I'll take this too. But it's 81 now. So what I have to do is I have to make some changes to make it shorter within the word limit. So if you write your answer like this, you will just get 0. First mistake, you have many full stops in your answer. So let's correct that first. So I change it to a comma and I need to add it to the next sentence. I'm going to add a connector and. simple connector. So this is another point you need to remember. When you use simpler connectors like and, so, but, you just need to use a comma before them. But if you're using bigger connectors like moreover, furthermore, or however, you need to use a comma on both sides, before and after. So I'll just use and here. And let me find out my next full stop. Technological advancements. So I'll change the advancements to, after advancements, full stop to comma. And because they said in conclusion, I'll just go ahead with so. So also concludes what you're going to say. And remember to change the capital letter of the next sentence to a small letter. But in my previous one, it's snow. So snow is the name, so I don't have to change it. Conclusions, EP Snow's essay shed light on the division between two cultures, which is poses, comma. I'm going to use a bigger connector this time, moreover. Comma, moreover, comma again. Change the capital letter to a small letter. His emphasis. Okay, so these are the first major changes I have to make. Now there is a very silly error in my answer. I have used C.P.Snow. This is something that many students miss. If you have any initials like these, or even short forms like U.S.A, or even decimal numbers like 19.5 or 20.2, those points, when the computer looks at it, it sees it as a full stop. So anything that you type after one full stop will not be evaluated by the computer here. So the dot that I have after C, I'm just going to get my answer evaluated only till that. So whatever I write after that, the computer will not be checking them. So what I have to do is I have to remove this entire thing. I'll just write Snow's essay. It has the main name. I have one more of those. CP. Now, structure-wise, my answer is almost all right because I don't have any other dots other than the full stop at the end. But there is another major error. My word count is too much, 82. I have to bring it down to 75. So let me see what can be removed. In this sentence, emphasize the importance of, so allows for understanding population growth, climate change, in conclusion. See, I don't need this in conclusion. So Snow's essay shed light on the distance between two cultures, literacy and scientific, and challenges it poses. And also this literary and scientific, I have actually mentioned it multiple times before, like in the previous sentences. I can remove that because it's kind of repetition. The challenges it poses. Moreover, his emphasis on recognizing the value of humanity. Okay, I don't need, it's still applicable. Still is not required as well. So 76. Now let me see what other corrections that I can make, or if there is any synonyms that I can replace with. So it looks like I made the answer on my own. Address the division between religion and society and snow. Okay, see, I don't need to use snow again and again. I can just say he. He emphasized. Another word for emphasized, highlighted. The importance. Another word for importance, significance of scientific literacy for intelligence as it allows for a deeper understanding of complex challenges such as population. So I'm not going to change. See, words like population growth, climate change, technological advancements, intellectual, literacy, these are keywords. Make sure you don't change them. And the synonyms replacement, do it only if you're 100% sure about it. Because if you change it with a word which is not actually applicable in this context, you might still end up losing points vocabulary. So only if you're aiming for a really high score like 85 or above, it's good to use this approach, changing supporting words with synonyms. If you're not sure, keep it as it is. You might lose only like 0.5 marks, which is okay. So Snow's essay. Okay, again, his essay. Shed light on. Okay, see, instead of shed light on, I can write focused. So now my word count is also fine. It's 75 words. Focused on the division between two cultures and the challenges it goes. I have made like around 4 or 5 changes now. Moreover, you just need to make sure I'm having double spaced it. Okay, moreover, this emphasis on scientific literacy when recognizing the value of the humanities is applicable today. I think it should be okay. You can see the time. I still have almost 3 minutes remaining. But in the real test, utilize this 3 minutes. I'm just going to submit just to save our time again. So, and when you proofread, read it forwards and backwards too, because when you read it forwards, you will be mostly focusing on the meaning of the sentence as well as grammar, which is really good, which is something that you have to do. But you need to read it backwards to check your spelling mistakes, because when you read it backwards, today, applicable, ease. You will focus more on the spelling of the words instead of the meaning. So that'll make it more accurate. All right. And also, few mistakes that many students make. Double spacing between two words, that is a mistake. Or forgetting to space between two words, like after a comma, you write the next word immediately after it. That's also a mistake. So make sure you put the appropriate spacing. After every comma, after every full stop, you're supposed to space. In between words, you're supposed to put only one space, not double space. Okay, let's see. So full marks 9 on 9. So this is all you have to do. Pick 3 to 4 sentences, join them using proper connector, and few common mistakes that students make here. Let's discuss that too very quickly. Avoid symbols such as exclamation mark, question mark, slash, hyphen, and etc. Sorry, hyphen is allowed. You're allowed to use a comma, semicolon, and a hyphen. As I already discussed, do not use short forms with a dot in them like USA, I.E, E.G, etc. Avoid decimal numbers. Avoid using sentences with too much of details or examples because we only need the main information. Look for independent statements. Do not start your sentence with a pronoun and use spacing correctly. Start with a capital letter and always end with a full stop. And also for proper nouns, always start with a capital letter. So that's pretty much it, guys. And if you still haven't done it, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for more updated videos, updated strategies for PTE, IELTS, and NATI. And if you need formal classes for any of these, PTE, NATI, or IELTS, you can reach us at 0432 269 874. Thank you.